If you choose to stop using, but at some point, end up moving toward using other substances, your brain has given you authorization by employing a process called relapse justification. Thoughts about using begin an argument inside your head, your rational self versus your substance-dependent self. You feel as though you're in a battle, and you must come up with numerous reasons to stay clean. Your mind is trying to find an excuse to use once more. You're trying to find a relapse justification. The argument inside you is part of an arrangement of events leading to substance use. How regularly within the past has your substance reliance misplaced this argument? Triggers are the individuals, places, things, times of day, and emotional states that have already been related with use. Triggers are made by an automatic conditioning process within the brain. They include cash, drug-using acquaintances, parts of town, phone numbers, drug paraphernalia, boredom, and numerous other things. Once you've been triggered, you're likely to start to think about using. You may consider if you should go get where you'd get it, where and how you could get the money. You might argue with yourself about why you ought to not use. However, the longer you think around it, the more likely you'll start to crave your substance of choice. Craving does not always happen in a direct, easily recognized form. Frequently, the thought of using passes through your head with small or no impact. But it's critical to identify these thoughts and attempt to eliminate them. It takes effort to distinguish and stop a thought. In any case, permitting yourself to proceed thinking about substance use is choosing to relapse. The further the thoughts are permitted to go, the more likely you're to relapse. During addiction, triggers, thoughts, cravings, and use seem to run together. However, the usual sequence goes like this: triggers lead to thoughts. Thoughts turn into cravings, and cravings lead to use. The way to guarantee that a thought won't lead to a relapse is to stop the thought before it leads to craving. Stopping the thought when it first starts avoids it from building into an overwhelming craving. It is imperative to do it as soon as you realize you are considering almost using. To begin recovery, it is fundamental to hinder the trigger thought craving use sequence. Thought stopping provides an instrument for disturbing the process. This process isn't automatic. You make a choice either to proceed thinking about using and begin on the way toward relapse, or to stop those thoughts. Try any of these techniques described, and use those that work best for you. Visualization. Envision a scene in which you deny the control of thoughts of use. For example, picture a light switch in your mind. Imagine yourself really moving it from on to off to stop the thoughts of use. Have another idea prepared to think about in place of those thoughts. Snapping. Wear a rubber band loosely on your wrist. Every time thoughts of using come to mind, snap the band and say out loud, "No," as you think of something else. Have a subject prepared that's meaningful and interesting to you. Relaxation. Feelings of emptiness and cramping within the stomach are cravings. These frequently can be diminished by clearing your mind, breathing in deeply, filling lungs with air, and breathing out gradually. Do this 3 times. You ought to be able to feel the tightness leaving your body. Repeat this at whatever point the feeling returns. Call somebody. Talking to another individual gives an outlet for your feelings and allows you to hear your thinking process. Have phone numbers of supportive, available individuals with you continuously, so you'll utilize them once you need them. Remember, allowing the thoughts to develop into cravings is making a choice to remain dependent on substances. Thank you for trying.